On the previous video, you saw that homework was not going to be part of the gradebook. Now, that does not mean that it's going away. There will be some teachers that will still be giving homework, but I will say that you'll see the amount decrease. As teachers are going strictly by the standard, you will see more focus on what it is that we had to actually cover. With that being said, in why it won't be part of the gradebook is because in most cases homework is given as a form of practice, and so we want to use that practice to provide feedback and support to the students and not necessarily punish or reward them on their grade. In a traditional grading practice, homework can sometimes inflate or deflate a student's grade based on whether or not they've completed it. And the reason why I have an image up here of a child playing soccer is because this belief on homework and having it as a form of practice is no different than when a child is playing sports. When a child goes to practice for a particular sport, say soccer, when they come home, they're not presented with the question of whether they won or whether they lost. And we want to keep the same mindset with homework. We don't want to give them a win or a loss situation, a win or lose situation when it comes to homework. We want it to be an opportunity to learn and to grow from it. It's not necessarily the game. So that is why you will not see homework as part of the grade. Again, it doesn't mean it's going away. You will still see homework. It's just not going to be used to be calculated. It'll be used more for feedback. And so I also wanted to show just a quick visual of what it would look like in the gradebook and how less gradebook entries looks like. So I'm going to compare it with a previous an example of a traditional grading. And on the left, you'll see there's about 18, 16 assignments on there with different categories. The first one being an assessment category, being 70%, and the second portion being about 25%. There's more to this gradebook, but that's not necessarily to put all the information on there. But you'll see in the standard-based grading, you'll see far less entries. For example, this is an algebra example on the right here, and you'll see that there are only 4 entries, and that was for the entire semester. There's no set number per se on whether there is going to be 4 or 5, but the two big things that you will notice is there's not going to be separate categories, and there won't be a ton of assignments in there because it is strictly focused on the standard. Maybe I would say maybe at most anywhere from 5 to maybe 10 max, but nowhere to the amount that you've seen in the past with the traditional grading practice, and definitely no separate categories. So again, taking a closer look at the actual entries, you'll see that on the left here we have one assignment's worth 10 points, in other words 15, 20, 20. So each one's worth a little bit of different amount. Versus in a standard-based grading, everything that goes in that gradebook is on a 4-point scale. Everything will be at a 4, including the entries for the score. There is no decimal values either. There will be whole numbers only, 3, 4, 2, 3. There will not be a 2.5, a 3.3, or anything like that.